Hi everyone, this is Sheila Peters and we're about to do a stretch body awareness class. We're going to start with our legs folded, one in front of the other, and you want to make sure that those legs aren't super close to your torso. We want a triangular base there, sitting up nice and tall. And let's just drop our heads down and heads up. Drop those heads down and heads up. Two more. Drop the heads down and heads up. Last time, drop down and heads up. Let's come back to the neutral position and we're going to look directly side. So we're keeping our torso and our spine directly straight as we allow that head to move from one side to the other. So here we go, two more sets, right and left and right and left. Come back to your neutral position. Let's take a high right position. Drop down, low left to the shoulder. And up and down. Two more, lift and drop and lift and drop. Coming up to neutral and then up high left and low right. And you're really going to feel some beautiful stretches that happen along the back of the neck, especially as you drop down and lift and drop down. Let's come back to neutral and let's drop the head down. Now we're going to take a semicircle around to the right, coming all the way to your upright position and drop down once more, all the way through and around. So we're really focusing on letting that head drop and move over to the right as the left side gets a stretch. Lift. Last time, drop down, circle around and lift it up high. And let's come down and go right away to the left side. So now your right neck area is going to get more of a stretch. Drop down, circling around, keeping that back straight. Lift and up, chin down. Chin moves over to the side, coming all the way to the upright position. And one more, drop down and circle. Going around to the right, the left, up, and come down, come up right. Now we're going to tilt the head. Top of the head goes to the right. Left shoulder is going to lift up and down and lift and down. So you're opening up this left side even more than you were before. Good. Now at this point we're going to add a little bit more. So we're going to take the left hand, put it on the left shoulder, and right hand is going to go up over the top of the head. And you've got your fingers at your ears and the rest of the hand, the palm is resting on the upper part of that head. From here, we're going to take a nice deep breath in. As we exhale, we're trying to pull the hands away from each other so we're creating more of an opening on that left neck area. Let's take one more deep breath in. And exhale and allow both sides, shoulder and head, to move in opposite directions. So we're really opening up. Good. Release the top hand, release the hand at the shoulder, drop the chin down to the chest and come up right. And you'll be able to feel the difference between this side and this side. So let's take it to the other side. And we're going over. Make sure you're really still sitting up tall on your ischial tuberosities, your sit bones. So from here, we're going to take the right hand and put it right here on that shoulder. And the left hand comes up and over. Fingers come to where the ears are and the top of the hand, the palm of the hand goes to the top of the head. Deep breath in. As we exhale, we're pulling those hands in opposite directions. Shoulder hand is going down and head hand is going out to the side to open up the side of the neck. Let's take one more deep breath in. Exhale, and once again, see if you can get those hands to move slightly away from each other so you create more of a stretch. Good. Let's drop the head hand, drop the shoulder hand, curve the head down so the chin goes to the chest and roll up through the spine. Should feel like there's some opening that's happened already there. Lift the shoulders up and down. Backs are straight and shoulders down. Lift them up and down. Good. And lift and down. Now we're going to take the shoulders up and we're going to twist our upper bodies to the right and drop the shoulders down. Lift, swing it around, Drop the shoulders down and lift, twist to the right, shoulders down. Breathe up, twist, shoulders down and lift up, twist, drop those shoulders down and lift, twist, shoulders come down, come back to your neutral position. Let's circle the shoulder forward, up, back, and down, and forward, lift, back, and down. Two more, front, lift, back, and down, and front, lift, back, other side, and go front, lift, back, and down, and front, lift, back, two more, and front, lift, back, and down, last time, up, back, and down, other side, going to the back first, lift, all the way front, and down, trying to make this circle that you've got going with that shoulder really the biggest circle you possibly can. So you're trying to extend the range of motion through that shoulder, forward and down, other side to the back, lift, front and down, good, back, lift, front and down, two more, back, lift, front and down, reach it back, lift, front and down, good. Shimmy that out a little bit. Hopefully you feel like this whole upper part of your body is starting to feel like it's loosening up. Let's bring the legs forward just to get the legs in a different position. And we're going to have the legs directly forward. Let's point the feet. We've got the divine flesh out from underneath us. Now we're going to start working from this part of our body, feet up. So we've gone head down, feet up. So backs are tall. Let's flex those feet. Now we're going to rotate the legs out. And now we're going to rotate the legs in so the feet are crossing. Let's rotate out. And now cross with the other foot in front. Let's take two more of those. Rotate out, good. And first leg is crossing in front and out. And then we switch legs, good. Shake the legs out, beat them on the floor. And once again, check that you've got the divine flesh nice and tall there so you can get that back tall. So let's flex the feet and we're going to push through the balls of the feet and point. Now lift the toes up, drop the toes down, lift the toes up, drop the toes down, lift the toes up, drop the toes down. Last time, lift up with those toes and drop them down. We're going to go all the way up from the toes into a flex. Now we're just going to the toes, so we've got the ball of the foot going down and we're going to flex up and ball of the foot and flex up. Two more. And let's go ball of the foot and flex, good, and ball of the foot and flex. Let's go all the way through the foot. So we've got ball of the foot and toes. Once again, beat the thighs out. We're going to rotate those legs out. So again, check the divine flesh from out and underneath you so you can maintain that straight back. Let's go into a flex and rotate the legs out. So here's our starting position. We're going to go all the way down through the point. Toes come up, toes point, toes come up, toes point, toes come up, toes point, and toes come up and point. Here we go. Through the foot, ball the foot, and go into that flex. Keep the bodies nice and tall. So we're going down through the ball of the foot and come back to the flex. Ball of the foot and come up. Two more. Ball of the foot and come up. Excellent. And ball of the foot and come up. And let's go all the way through so we have the ball of the foot and point. Bring the legs back to parallel and beat them out. Okay, we're going to allow ourselves to have our hands behind us to give us a little bit of support here. Opening the legs out, we've got our legs flexed, and we're going to take the feet up and we're going to circle around. All the way around. So you're really trying to do the same kind of thing we did with the neck when we were working with that head, but we're trying to make that ankle area get nice and stretched all the way around. Here's our fourth one. Let's reverse that. So now we're going to make the little toes be the leader in the circle, and we're going all the way around. You're being able to really focus on those ankles. Here's our third one. Circle around. Good. And circle around and come up. Right. Good. Shake those legs out. All right. Let's bring our knees in. We might need to scoot to the edge of your mat here because we're going to start to slide our legs out. Backs are straight. We're going to shoot the legs out, come into a flex position. Point the feet through the ball of foot and come up. Now we're going to rotate out and do the same thing. So we're pushing out through the heels, and you might hear some squeaks on the floor, and push through the ball of foot. Toes come up and bring it in. Let's come back to parallel. Repeat. Straight legs out and flex. Backs are straight. Push through the balls of the feet, point, and come up. Rotate out. Slide the heels out so you're in a rotated position and push through. Make sure that his backs are straight. Come through up. And we're going to repeat 2 more sets. So our hips are getting a little bit of work, but we're really focusing on the feet and the lower legs working here. And out. Drive it out. Good. Sitting up tall. Push through, point, and come up. Reach in, and last set. Reach out, backs are straight. Flex out through those feet, excellent. Push through, coming in, rotate out, drive it out. With that rotated position, push through the ball of foot, point, and come up and in. Good, let's bring the legs back into a parallel position. You can shoot back towards the mat so you have a little more space for your legs as they open. So our backs are straight and we're just opening them out. So now we're increasing that stretch in the inside thigh. And come up. Good. Rotate out. And come up. And rotate out. And come up. And rotate out. And come up. Excellent. Open the legs out. We've got sort of a nice acute angle here between the legs. Get the divine flesh underneath. Out from underneath you. You can have your hands behind to support you. And now we're going to rotate this knee in. And this first time you might not get very far. Especially if you've been starting to walk a lot or run outside now that it's getting to be spring and nice weather. So let's just rotate in as best we can. Now we're going to rotate out, keeping this leg as an anchor there. And rotating out might be easier for you. And come up. Sometimes the way that your leg is put together into your hip, it can allow you to either rotate out or in more easily. So sometimes this inward rotation for some people is going to feel super easy and lift, but the outward motion is going to be more difficult. And then the reverse is true too. So here's our fourth one, rotating in. Good. Coming up and rotating out. And come up. Let's bring the legs together, and I just want you to sit up tall and notice how that hip feels in that leg that we just were manipulating. It may feel very different than the side that we haven't. So let's go back into that acute ankle, making sure that the divine flesh is up from underneath and dropping the left leg down. And the other thing that you're going to notice as you work this is that one leg or hip may feel more easy to work with or more challenging. Let's come back up. This leg is rotated out, up to the ceiling, and the other one is going to rotate out. Coming up and rotate in. Good. And lift and rotate it out. Shoulders are down and lift and rotate. Good. And lift and rotate it out. And lift. We have one more. Drop it down. Excellent. And come up and rotate it out. Good. Coming up right, let those legs come out. Check what's happening there. See if the legs feel more even in terms of how they're set into the floor. Good. Let's bring the legs up, and we're going to just drop the legs over to the side. So now we're sort of leading up from our feet and through our legs and our hips to the lower back, up and over. And we're gluing those knees together and up and over. And you notice how you're getting a little bit of action in that lower spine area. Let's take two more. And over and lift and over. Good. And lift. And let's take that once more. Over and lift and over and lift. Let's go back over to the first side. And we're really setting ourselves up, keeping our torso facing the front area. And we're going to point those feet, take that top leg, and just extend it out, which is going to give us a little bit more action in the lower back there. And come in. So notice as you extend that leg, what happens in that lower back as you try to reach that leg over to the side there and come in. So you're really trying to make that leg be parallel to the edge of the long side of the mat there and come in. And let's take that once more. Reach it over, feel what happens there, and come in. And let's take that up and over, knees are glued, feet are pointed, adjust your body, and then we're going to bring that leg up and extend it out. And remember, we're trying to get a parallel position with that leg along that long side of the mat and extend it out. Feet are pointed, good. And come in and reach it out, extend, exhale, coming in and reach it out. Good, and come in, excellent. Let's come upright. I'm gonna face the diagonal so you can see what I'm doing. Divine flesh is out and back, and we're gonna take our left leg and put it underneath, and then the right leg is gonna be in front. Again, check that you got that nice and tall. We've got this beautiful triangle position. We're gonna just start working with that lower back. So we're gonna curve the hips under. We're in a rotated position, and our lower spine is reaching out to the back of the room. Push through the hips and come through with a little arch. Now we're not making a very big motion here. We're just trying to talk to that lower back by using the hips and come in front. We've got two more of those. Rotate to the back and push through and come up. And you notice your head is going to start to want to follow what's going on with that lower spine. So let that happen and lift. Now let's exaggerate it. So we're going to push it way out. You can use your hands against your knees to help push, and you're engaging the abdominals. And now as you push through, try and bring that body a little bit farther forward. So this sort of wave-like action that we're creating in that lower spine has expanded. And push through and up and forward. And notice what happens to that whole spine. Even though we're focusing on that lower spine, the rest of the spine, all the way up to the head, is wanting to start to go along with this wave ride here. And we have one more. Push it back and come forward, lift, and front. Good. Let's come up to an upright position, and we're going to roll to the other side and get the opposite leg going in front. Still, your left leg's in front. And so your hips are getting some action as we work this too. And let's repeat that. So we're going to take the small little ripples there, tilting the hips under, engaging the abdominals, lower back. Push through into that arch. So we're really talking to that lower spine, asking it to wake up in a pretty gentle way and coming forward. And remember, these are smaller ripples here on this wave. And come forward and up. And let's do that once more. Curve it. Good. And come forward and up. And now we're going to exaggerate it and add a little bit more action. So we're going all the way back. You can use your hands to help you. You've got your abdominals engaged. Push through the hips and roll. And you're going to allow that arch to come forward more. And we have three more. Rolling to the back. Breathing. Push through. And coming forward into that arch. Excellent. And roll to the back. Way back there, good. And push through, arch, letting the head ripple with the spine. And last one, rolling it back. Breathe. And push through, coming up and to your arch. Coming upright. And then let's just bring the legs forward, sitting front. And let's take some side rocks. So this time with the knees being straight, we're gonna glue the feet together and rock from one side to the other. So we can exaggerate this stretch in the lower spine here. And reach. Good. And coming over. And reach. 2 more. And rock it. And reach. Excellent. And rock it. And reach. Good. Coming upright. Now let's keep our bodies upright. Divine flesh is out from underneath. And this time we're going to flex our feet. We're going to keep our hips where they are and take a side stretch. So the hand is going down, reaching the other one over, and see if you can get that elbow down and reach the arm over the head, letting that head drop. Push with the bottom hand, come up, maintaining the feet glued together as we go to the other side. Reaching all the way over. Push up, breathe, and reach. And push up and over. 2 more sets. Lift, up, and over. See if it feels like you're getting a little farther over each time. And stretch, hips stay right where they are. Last time, up and over. Excellent. Lift and over. Coming up right. We're going to twist, still keeping the hips and the feet right where they are. So hand goes down and we're twisting and reaching off to the diagonal there. So there's a little twist through that upper body, but you're going to feel this also all the way down to your lower spine. Switch and reach to that diagonal. Reach it out. Try to extend the range of motion each time. Reach and stretch it out and out. And last set. Reach. Keeping those legs where they are and reach. Excellent. Come upright. Keep those legs out. And let's go back into a bent knee position. And this time, let's have our left leg in front. So we're again getting the divine flesh up. Backs are nice and straight. We're going to take some twists. So left arm comes up. Bring the hand so that the back of the hand is against the right knee. And you use your right hand to behind you and twist. So you're really pushing with the back of the hand there to twist through that spine as far down as you can get. So the lower spine is getting some work there, as well as the mid and upper spine. Come front. And we're going to switch here. Got this hand coming around, twist, and open it up. Good. Let's repeat that. Switch. We've got twist towards the right, bracing with the left hand. And maybe you can get a little farther back there. And let's take it to the other side. Reach, twisting to the left, bracing with the right. That should feel pretty good. Let's do this once more. I want you to see if you can extend how far back you can twist, keeping that back straight and pushing with that hand. Shoulders stay down. And last set, and twist. Good. You may find that you've got a big range of motion change there. Now we're going to go back to this side, and we're just twisting directly side, and then we're going to put our hands down, keeping both hips on the floor. We're going to roll down with our hips, with our heads, and you're going to find that you get a nice stretch along the side of the lower spine there. Maybe you're going to feel this in your upper back there too. Hips are staying right where they are. But we're going to add a lift on the hips. So we're going to take a deep breath in, lifting the hip up. And now as we exhale, we're going to push the hip down and use our hands to press so that we're trying to get more of a stretch on that side spine area. Breathe in, lift the hip up. Exhale, press and push. And 2 more, lift it up. Inhale, exhale. And press, and let's take it once more. Lift up, yep, inhale, exhale, press with the hands. You might feel that you really got a deeper stretch there. Now we're going to roll up through the spine, and we're going to stretch forward. And we will be doing this all to the other side, but check that your divine flesh is still out and up from underneath you. And we're going to drop the head down, roll the chin down, upper body goes down. We're putting our hands forward onto the floor, and we're folding from the hip flexors. So we're getting a little bit more of a stretch in many different places. We're going to take 4 deep breaths. Inhale. As we exhale, inch the hands out and allow the fold to come from the hips, front of the hips there, not the lower spine so much as the front of the hips. So we're really trying to feel like we're folding. Now again, there's many different places. Let's shake that head out, shoulders out. Let's take another deep breath in. Exhale and reach. So there's many places that you may be feeling this. And we're trying to just ease into this folded position. Last time, deep breath in. Exhale, reach the hands out and see if you can lower. Once again, shake that head out, shake the shoulders out, shake the hips out, and see if that allows you to drape your body over your legs in front a little bit more. And then we're going to walk our hands back, line the spine up, shoulders are down, and you're upright. Just bring your legs together and put them out in front and just beat them out. So we've really focused on this side of our spine to do that stretch, and we're going to get to the other side. But notice if you can feel a difference in this side of the body. You might even feel like this side is able to feel taller, that it's elongated some. So let's take it to the other side. We bent our knees. We now have our right leg in front. Backs are straight. Get the divine flesh out from underneath. And we're just turning to the side. We're not trying to extend all the way back. We've got a little twist there, and now we're going to put this hand down, and we're going to roll our upper bodies over and down. So now you're going to feel a stretch more on this side of the spine. Maybe you feel something in the back of the neck or the upper spine. And let's go into that breath and rock. So from here, breathing in, lifting that hip up. Inhale and exhale, press. Use your hands to press down and get the hip down so you're getting this nice curved, twisted position in your lower spine. Head is loose. And rock, lift up. And exhale and press down with that hip as the head drops. So maybe you can get more of a curve over 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, press and push. And last time. Inhale, dropping over with the head, lifting that hip up, and then pushing out. Getting that hip down and press. Good. Now we'll walk our hands in, roll up, and allow our bodies to come to the front. Make sure you've got the divine flesh right out from underneath, and we're going to roll forward. Head, upper body, moving through the spine, hands come out in front, and you're folding from the hips. Now, because we did the stretch on the other side, you may find that you can get a little farther over more easily. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, reach the hands out and lower. Second breath, inhale. Exhale, reach out and down. Let's shimmy that head out, shimmy the shoulders out. Wiggle the hips a little bit, and we have 2 more breaths. Deep breath in. Exhale, reach out. And last time, deep breath in. And exhale and reach. All the way out there. You may feel a good stretch in many different places. The back of that front leg, through the spine, neck. You might have your own unique place. And then let's roll up through the spine as we walk our hands up to an upright position. Good. Let's bring the legs together and once again, let them come out in front. This time, let's flex our feet. We've got the divine flesh out, and let's take those rocks with our feet in this flex position. So lifting up, and you may find as you do it this time that you've really gained a great deal of rotation in that hip as you rock side to side. Here we go. And lift. And shift. And lift. Good. And shift. Excellent. Let's come upright. We're going to move into working on our hands and knees. So let's, again, work with those feet. So we're going to curl the feet underneath and push back using our hands, and we're going to stretch out through the Achilles here. So you're getting your heels down and roll forward and feel like you're really working through the toes. And rock back, press those heels down and rock forward. Now you are bending at your hips here. So you're not trying to just bend at the lower back. We're trying to really fold from the hips, push through, really opening up those feet. And push back. Good. and come forward. Good. Let's go all the way back. And we're going to take a nice straight leg position. This is our first serious hamstring stretch here. So head is dropped. We're going to push the hips up and drop the heads down. And bend the knees and let the heels come up. And hips go up, heads go down, dropping that head, make sure that head's loose, and come down. We have 2 more of these. And lift those hips up, legs straighten, heads go down. If your knees are not completely straight, that's okay, as long as you're really working from the fold in the hip. Last time. Hips come up, heads go down. Let that head be loose, shake it out a little bit, and then come down. All right, let's come through, and we'll go into the hands and knees position. And we're going to take a little work with our hips in this position. So we're going to bring the leg back in a pointed position, and then swing that knee forward as we let our lower backs go into a curve. And so you're also holding on to your abdominals. Swing that leg back, and maybe get into an arch, and swing forward. So your lower back is getting a nice curve there, and then as you come up, you're letting your body arc a little bit. And come through, breathe, curve, and come through, lift, and arc. Good. Bring that leg down. Let's take it to the other side. So the other leg is coming up, and we're in a flat back position. But this time, as we swing that knee forward, we're going to get a curve in that back. And push back and arc. On this first time, it might feel like you can't arc very much, but we're dropping down, curve, and front. Engaging the abdominals. Stretch, push, and arc. Second time might feel easier there. And bring it in, holding onto the abs. Knee to the front. And reach, lift, and up. And once more, coming forward, lift, knee towards you, and then come up, breathe, and arc. Good. Coming back down. Staying in this position, readjust your position so that you really are supporting the hands underneath your shoulders. And we're going to lift this front leg out to the side. So we're opening to the side, and we can allow our body to twist here. We try to really get a little opening in that hip area. Come down. Let's take it to the other side. Lift, open, and twist. And you might hear some cracks and popping as your knee is working here. Reach to the front, twist. So there's a hip action here, but there's also some action through that lower spine. And come down. We have 2 more full sets. And lift and open. Good. And come down. And lift and open. Good. And come down. We have 1 more. And front leg comes up and open. Excellent. And come down. And back leg comes up. Twist. Excellent. And come down. Let's push back and go into the toes, being on the floor, and press back once more into your press here. We're going to take some of the lifts of our hips into the hamstring stretch once more. So hips come up, heads go down. Maybe this time you can get a little further over. And bend right back down. And lift. Hips go up, heads go down, drop it. And come down. And breathe. Third time, lift. Heads drop down, feel the fold, feel that increased stretch in hamstring, and come down. And last time, lift and come up. Heads are down. And come all the way down. We're going to go back into our hands and knees position. Let the toes rest. Now we're going to take circles with our hips in those positions that we worked. So we have the leg up, foot is pointed. We're going to come in to the front, carry to the side, and bring it around to the back here. Bring that leg across, so we're getting an opening in that hip in a different way, and then come back to your original position. And come in, breathe. Carry it to the side, opening it up, bringing it across, behind
behind you, opening up through that front of the hip area, and come back to your neutral position. And then here we go. Here's the third one. Bring it in, curving that back, opening it out, allowing the back to open up. Keep that leg going to the back there, extending, good, and come to your neutral position. And then let's come once more. In, breathing, carry it to the side, opening up, crossing it behind. Good. Come to your neutral position and then bring the leg down. Let's go into child's pose before we go to the other side. Hands are down, you're resting. Try to sense inside of that hip that we just worked with and see if it feels any different in the hip area and maybe on that side of the lower spine as well than the side we haven't worked with yet. Good, let's come upright, let's take it to the other side. So get your neutral position here, and then we bring that leg up. Here's your starting position. We're bringing that knee in, feeling the back curve. Now we're gonna open that leg out, and we've got a nice open position, and then we're crossing it behind. So we really feel stretch in the front of the hip there, and a twist in the lower spine. And come to your starting position, and come in. Feel the abs engaging. Lift it up, and open. And then bring it across. Feel that stretch that's happening there. And then come to your neutral position. And two more. Coming in. Breathe. Opening up and feel that stretch. And then cross it behind to increase that stretch there in the leg, in the hip area, spine. And last time, neutral. And come in. Breathing. Carry it and open it to the side. Cross it behind. Really focusing on where you feel this. Good. Come to your neutral position. Bring the leg down and let's go back into a child's pose. You should feel more equal at this point. And just take a couple breaths. Really relax everything. And coming up, right? So we're going to add to the stretch in the hip area. And we're going to open the legs out and slide them to the side as best you can. And you're dropping your hips down. We're going to go into an elbow here. And this can be quite intense if you haven't done anything like this for a while. But we're going to take nice, slow stretch here. Let's take some breaths, deep breath in. As we exhale, try to see if you can slide the knees out to the side a little bit more. Good. And again, breath in. Exhale. Slide your legs out. You might feel your hips are getting closer to the floor. Breath in. Exhale. Sliding the knees out. You might even feel like you're getting super close to the floor. And if you find this on this last one, you can lay your upper body on the floor. Please do. So deep breath in. Exhale, and then maybe you can bring the arms out a little bit more. Let the torso go on the floor and feel that stretch. Let's drop our heads down for a moment. Make sure you're still breathing. Good. Bring the hands up. We're going to straighten the legs out, bring them into a parallel position, and ease that out a little bit. So you're going to place your hands right on top of each other here. Feet are pointed, lift the legs up. We're going to just drop the legs to one side. And come up and drop them to the other side. So it's kind of like a little windshield wiper action here. Up and over. And up and over. Two more. Lift and over. Letting those hips go up and over. And here we go, one more time. Lift and over. Good. Lift and over. Excellent. Let's come back to the straight leg position. Let's have our hands underneath us. We've got our hands going beyond our rib cage here, beyond our shoulders, and heads dropped. And we're going to just roll up through the top of the head, using your hands to press and come to an upright position. Stretch again those hips forward into that arc. And then roll back down, engaging the abdominals, keeping the elbows close to your rib cage. And breathing up, push.
Pressing with the hands. Maybe you can arc up a little bit more. Elbows go side by your ribs as you come down and roll back down. You have 2 more of these. Breathing in, exhale, lift, push up and stretch. And roll back down, all the way, good. And release, and we have 1 more. And breath in. On the exhalation, you're gonna push and lift all the way up. Hopefully you've gotten a little bit more of an arc with your spine and your hips have gone down, shoulders are down, and then roll back down and release. Good. Let's push back into a child's pose. If you come off the mat, you might want to bring your legs in, drop down, and reach the arms out. Feeling that lower spine stretch out. Good. Now we're going to bring the elbows in. Place the back one into the middle of your body, and we're going to take this front elbow and reach it up and twist. So we're stretching through that area that we did before. We're going to reach the arm up and try and bring it behind us a little bit more. You might feel some stretch in your shoulder, in that rotator cuff area, and come back to the elbow. Breath in and press. So you're twisting a little bit. You're pressing with the bottom hand to twist even more. Reach the top arm up, and now try and once again bring it behind. Using the pressure of the elbow on the floor to help give you this twist. And come back to your bent arm position. Breath in. Exhale. Lift it up by pressing down with that bottom elbow. Feeling the twist. Arm comes up. And we're reaching to the back. And you may find that you really gotten a good twist in that spine. This is kind of like doing the threading the needle position, but in reverse. Here we go. And we got the bent elbow, deep breath in. Press with that bottom one. Lift up with that top elbow there. And then reach the arm up. And then added stretch there. Trying to reach the arm behind, shoulder blades squeeze together. Get that twist. Good. Coming back down very gently, very slowly, and come back into a child's pose and rest. Good. Now I'm going to switch places, but you don't have to because I want you to be able to see this. So now we're going to take the arm that we just worked with up in the air and bring it to the middle. So you're supporting yourself there, and the other elbow's coming up. This first time, as you press with the bottom elbow and open up, it will feel like it's a little bit difficult, challenging to get there. And then reach that arm up, deep breath in, and press to the back with that arm. Good. Coming back to the center and bring that elbow here into that bend position. Deep breath in, press down and lift up. So we're opening up there a little bit more. In that upper spine, arm comes up, deep breath in, push, squeeze the shoulder blades together, bring that arm back so you can really stretch through that rotator cuff on this side. This twist can really, you can feel it in many different places. Come back up, right elbow bends. Here's the third time, deep breath in. Exhale, reach it up as you press down with that lower elbow. Reach that arm up, inhale. Exhale, twist to the back. Good, you might get a little farther back there. Hopefully it's feeling better. And come upright, bend that elbow. Deep breath in. Press down through the elbow, down through that bottom shoulder as you lift the upper arm up and feel that nice twist. Stretch that arm out, breath in. Exhale and arc that arm back. You're getting good twist. Excellent. Come up right, and now slowly come down so that you're not jerking this, and come to a child's pose once again. Let's roll up through our spine and come up right. Excellent. Let's bring our arms forward, clasp the hands together, deep breath in. Stretch those arms forward. You feel the shoulder blades opening up, and you're expanding the width in that upper back. And then we're going to bring our arms around and clasp them and do the reverse. Inhale, exhale, reach the chest forward. Try and get the arms as high as you can so that you're squeezing the shoulder blades and opening up through the upper front chest area. Let's take that once more. We're bringing our hands forward. Inhale, exhale, drive those arms forward. Good. And then open, bring the hands behind, and breathe in, exhale, press the arms behind and lift them as best you can. Your head will want to come up, shoulders are down, and you're opening up in the front of that shoulder collarbone area. Good, and release, and just shimmy that all out. Let's go back to our hands and knees position. And we're gonna go into some down dog. So we're gonna curl the toes under, deep breath in. As we exhale, we're pushing the hips up. Very similar to when we had the legs right underneath us, but this will give us a bit more of a stretch to the hamstrings and lengthen through the spine. Come back down, but let's not let the knees touch. So we're hovering, holding onto the abdominals, and press the heels back and stretch. Maybe the heels can get a little farther, closer to the floor. And come in, hover, holding onto the abs there as you bring your knees towards the floor, and press and stretch, using the weight of the hands and the pressure of the heels going down to increase the stretch. And knees hover, holding on to the abs there. Good. And press and push back. And let's take it one more time. And coming in, bend, hover. Feel the toes get a stretch behind in the back there, and then press and reach. Good. Now, we're going to lift that front leg up and point it. It's not going to go very high. Then you're going to bend it in and bring it to the outside of that front leg. So we're coming down into a lunge. So you're going to be starting here with a slight lift, press it back down. So we feel a stretch in the inside thigh and maybe the front of the back leg thigh there. Let's drop the knee down, toe releases, and allow the hip to drape down towards the floor more. Curl the toe under, press and lift. Press that heel back and knee down, toe releases, and allow the hips to drop more forward. 2 more sets. Curl the toe under and come back to your full lunge here. And knee down, toe, and it releases. And last time, under, lift, and up. Good. Let's come back down to the knee position, release the toe, and we're going to push our knee, the front knee forward as much as we can. And you may have like almost no motion. That's increasing the stretch in the inside thigh. Now we're going to push back and straighten the leg and allow the hips to go back. And it's kind of on a diagonal line, so we get the hamstring stretch, but we're moving through that hip area. Once again, rocking forward, press, and see if you can go more towards this foot. And push back on that diagonal. Front leg is straight. Feel the fold coming from the hips there. So increasing the hamstring stretch. 2 more. Press forward. Reach. Open. And push back. Slide on that diagonal line. It's a very slight diagonal line. Maybe your foot, as you point it and the hips are going back, comes slightly off the floor. Press forward, stretch, and reach. Good. And press back, push, and into that straight leg. Come back to a neutral position, push this leg behind, and let's go back into child's pose and just rest. Notice the difference between that hip and the hip that we haven't worked through. So you may find that this hip that we've worked with feels a lot looser, and you can fold in this child's pose position more easily. Okay, so here we go. Let's go back into our hands and knees position, and we're going to curl the toes under, and we're going to go into a down dog, pressing out through the heels. Back leg's going to come up. You're going to fold it in, bring it to the other side, outside of the mat, and slightly rotate it out here. And then we're going to drop our hips down so we're into a full lunge. So you've gone from this position here to here. And we've got a nice hip stretch going towards the mat. Let's drop the knee down, toe releases, and allow that hip to drape a little bit more towards the floor. Curl the toe under and go back into your full lunge. Still trying to get the hip going down, the heel is going back. Drop the knee down, toe releases, and press. Good. Curl the toe under and come back upright. We have 2 more of these.
You want to see if you can notice that each time you press the hip down in this bent knee position, that you have made some kind of change in where the hip is. Curl the toe under and come upright. Last time, bend, knee, press that hip forward. Good. Curl the toe under and press the heel back so you're still getting a stretch there in this lunge. Let's go back down to the knee position. And now we're going to press our weight towards the front leg, and it's on a slight diagonal. And as you can see, there's not much range of motion in this first time. You should feel an increased stretch on the inside thigh of that front bent leg. Now we're going to straighten that leg, and we're pushing our hips out, and it's going to go along a diagonal line, but this front leg is getting stretched. We're folding from the hips. You feel a hamstring stretch there. And then we're coming forward, bend, and press. And you may find you can get a little farther forward this time. Let's repeat that, pushing back with the hips so that front leg is straightening. We're folding from the hips, shoulders relaxed. Make sure your elbows are bent. And then come up, forward, and press. We have 2 more sets. Pushing it back. Reach. Press behind. You may be able to get so far back with your hips that your foot comes off the floor as you keep it pointed, so you're really stretching the hamstrings out. And come forward. Press all the way. Good on that diagonal line. And then back. Push those hips back. Lengthen. Make sure you're folding. Upper torso is going straight over as far as you can as that leg gets that beautiful lengthening. Good. Come forward and bring that leg behind and go back into child's pose and see how it feels. Hopefully you feel like you're really folding at the hips here, and you get more range of motion, these nice bends through the legs. Heads are loose. Good, and let's roll up, coming to an upright position. Let's bring our hands behind. We're going to take a little lift with our hips so we can stretch through the front of that hip area and into the quads. And don't make it be a big deal, because just by pressing your knees down and your hips up, you're going to find you get a stretch. So from here, breath in, exhale, push the hips up. It doesn't have to go very far. And you can start to feel that stretch that's happening through that whole quad area into the hips. And come down, deep breath in. Inhale, exhale, press those hips up. It might feel easier the second time, maybe your head will drop back. Come in. If you want to, you can bring your arms a little bit closer so you can get more leverage. Inhale, exhale, press those hips up, and you may be able to arc a little bit more. Still make the focus be the hips coming up. And come down. Let's take it once more. Deep breath in. Exhale. And push. And lift up. Good. Coming back down. Then the arms come forward. And let's go into a sitting position. So here we are. We're going to have our legs go out on that diagonal. It's a little bit more wide and angled than when we had our knees bent. Divine flesh is out from underneath. Let's have our feet pointed, and we're going to roll this hip forward. So we've got a lot of action happening in our hips, but we haven't really worked super amount on the inside thigh. So we're preparing for a stretch with the inside thigh by rolling this hip. And then let it come down. Let's rock and go to the other side. Now this leg is staying with the knee straight up as we roll. Let it go. Good. And come back. This knee stays up as we allow this hip to roll. The leg is trying to stay as straight as it can this time. You may find that your upper torso wants to twist and come back, and let's take it to the other side. Roll, this knee stays up, and we twist. Let's take it now 2 times with flexed feet. So we're going to keep that foot flexed and twist. Allow the upper body to really go and come back. We're anchoring here with that knee and that leg, twisting against it, letting the upper body go, and come back. Let's take that once more in each direction, and really enjoy this. And come back, and taking it to the side. How far can you twist with that hip coming forward and the torso twisting to the back in a spiral position? Good, and come upright. And the legs together and meet them in front.
And now we're going to open our legs up to the side as best you can, as far out as you can get. And we do want the divine flesh to be out from underneath. So really make sure that that's not interfering with the stretch. Feet are pointed. Let's take a stretch to the side. So we're reaching over, feeling that full side body stretch. Hip is down. So we're really getting the full benefit of everything we've done so far. Lengthening out. Hands are going to come down on either side of the leg. Elbows are going to drop as much as they can as that torso goes out and over. Nose is going towards the thigh, towards the knee. This hip is still staying on the floor. So not only are we getting a stretch in the inside thighs, but we're also still working and getting some stretch through the spine, through the torso. Back hand comes to the front, other hand comes open, and we're dropping down, trying to get the ear towards the inside of that knee. Other hip is staying on the floor. So we're increasing stretch in the inside thighs. Back hand comes to the diagonal, the other hand's going to meet it, and you're dropping the body down, trying to allow everything to sort of surrender into the floor, but both legs are staying rotated out, and you are definitely going to feel the stretch. Now, if you're not all elongated through the torso, you can be upright, you could even be here, as long as you're feeling some kind of stretch there. So we're reaching out on that diagonal. And then you're going to move toward the center here. So wherever you are, with your arms way out there, the torso on the floor, or in your elbow position here, or here, make sure that you're allowing the gaze to be down towards the floor, and you're keeping the legs rotated out. So here we are in the center there. And let's take a deep breath in, make a noise as we exhale, and allow the body to really reach out. Now we're going to move to the other diagonal. So we've got the opposite hip down. Whatever position you're in, the legs are still rotated out, head is loose, and we're lengthening out, feeling where the stretch is happening on the inside thighs. It's probably going to transfer to the other leg. We're breathing. Now we're going to move more towards the left leg, and we're going to put one hand on the leg here, and the other hand is inwards, and we're dropping our ear down towards the knee, inside the knee here. Trying to allow our bodies to surrender to the floor and sink. Opposite hip stays on the floor. Where are you feeling this stretch? Breathing. And now we're going to bring both arms up, and the back hand is on one side and the front hand is on the other side of this leg, and we're bringing our nose down towards the thigh, towards the knee. Opposite hip stays on the floor. Where does this stretch happen? Breathing. And then we're going to twist to the side. So we're reaching, and here we are in our position that we started with on the other side. We just moved all the way around. So we're ending with a side stretch. Keep that hip down. Good. And allow yourself to come upright. Excellent. Let's bring the legs in, shake them out, and come to a nice folded position. And either leg can be in front, whichever one works for you. Get the divine flesh out from underneath you. And hopefully you've really felt like we did this work with the head going down and then the feet coming up, and then we met in the middle and really worked the lower back and the inside thighs and the hip area. And now you feel really energized and elongated. So let's take our hands out, breathe in, up, hands come together, hands come to your heart chakra, and give thanks to your body. You know, your body hears what you say to it. So I would encourage you to say very positive things, because it's going to react more beneficially for you than if you say awful things to yourself. Shoulders are nice and loose. Enjoy the rest of your day.